Hey y'all, what's up? My team Gifted Slayers. Welcome back to a brand new episode. I want to talk about this, and I'm a Normani Kordei fan. I support this young lady, her talent, her gift. So everybody else has been making, videos talking about this situation. And I will be honest, I will be fair without being biased, but I'm going to have to tell it like it is. And the usual, you guys know me by now, how I roll. You have the right to agree and you have the right to disagree. Alright, let's get it popping. So, there has been a lot of controversy surrounding Camila Cabello. This is not a hate video to Camila Cabello. I don't hate her, so I do not want her fans to be coming in my video starting stuff because I'm a Super Saiyan. I'm just speaking it how it is because I can relate. I am a black person. I am a black woman, so I know what's up at the back of my hand. So, Camila Cabello, recently, she put out an apology statement. And, like I said, I feel, in my opinion, kind of really doesn't come across as sincere. It may be a little bit sincere, but I just feel like, she's going to have to take accountability of her actions to what she has said and, what she has done. With that being said, let's get to the backstory of Fifth Harmony. So let's take a trip back down memory lane, Minnie Riperton style. And I'm going to do the best of my Dragon Ball Z narrator reference. Now, I wasn't a huge Fifth Harmony fan. I knew who Fifth Harmony were as a group. I didn't follow up with their music. I didn't listen to their songs like that. And their music wasn't my taste. For me, I wasn't really into their music at the time. I knew they were from X Factor. I knew, like I said, they were, pursuing their dreams as a group. And then after the X Factor, they have put out, albums, and they have had their tours, and they have really worked hard and hustled and sacrificed everything to become, one of the best girl groups in their generation. But I've always had that feeling, that sixth sense, that intuition of mine, because that's how I think. And Normani, I was like, I wonder how she's being treated in the group. I wonder if she's being treated the same. I wonder, is she being mistreated? I wonder if, like I said, it was always this if. Because you never know. You don't put it past nobody. That's just how it is. But I'm not surprised. Because in Normani's case, she is resilient. She is humble. She has spoke out about racism, her experience that she endured in the group. And, she has been, keeping herself afloat. And, like I said, I'm proud of her. Her talent speaks for itself, period. But these recent, posts of Camila Cabello, but these were posts years ago. So they have resurfaced from her Tumblr where, she said some really disrespectful things about black people. She has said the N-word. And as a black person, I already know what that word is. When I was a little girl, a little young black girl, I knew my history. I was taught that, to be beautiful, that I am black, I am unique, But however, some people, they won't see me as equal. They won't see me as a human being. Some people, they won't treat me the same. They won't see me as, you know, a human. And, you know, like I said, I'm not surprised because I have had experiences, you know, with people looking at me differently. You know, I've had experiences where people have stereotyped me. Sometimes I would get a bad vibe from people. You know, they look at me a certain way and the reaction wasn't pleasant. But I kept in mind. So, to me, it's like seeing how Normani Kordei is flourishing in her music career. That just goes to show you that anything is possible. Don't let negativity, don't let hardships hold you back. You can pursue your dreams and you can believe in yourself. And, you know, it's so sad because it's like Normani endured through a lot. You know, she endured through a lot of, like, you know, hate, a lot of discrimination. And I saw the videos of the Fifth Harmony fans, how Normani was being mistreated in that group. And the Fifth Harmony fans, some of them, they didn't like Normani. You know, they liked the other girls, but with Normani, it was an issue. Sad to say, but it's the truth, people. Some of them didn't want to hug her. Some of them didn't want to interact with her. So that just goes to show you the reality is, it's like people, unfortunately, do not see other people as human beings. They have their own prejudices. They have their own racist views, perspectives. It is what it is. But we do have the right to speak about it. We do have the right to talk about it, our personal experiences, and share how we feel. Now, how I feel as a Normani Kordei fan about Camila Cabello, like I said, you know, I really think that she has personal, deep-rooted issues within herself, and it has shown time and time again. But for Normani Kordei's case, this has empowered her. This has liberated her to keep going, never give up. She does have a support system. She does have loyal fans like myself and the rest of Normani Kordei fans and the Normani Nation, because I have a lot of empathy for her. And when she put out, she had an article from Billboard. You know, she spoke about how earlier this year, she spoke about how in the Billboard magazine this year, she spoke about, like, her experiences being in Fifth Harmony. They were good experiences and they were bad experiences. And for her, you know, she wasn't treated fairly in the group. And you know how it is. You know how, like, when you got regular executives, you got your team, the management, people around you, you know, people, you know, she said how she really tried to really be humble about it, but it was so frustrating and so aggravating that people want to hold her back, you know. And she have always fought to, you know, do her part, express herself. And she said, you know, that was painful because she, you know, couldn't do certain parts, like, you know, vocal parts, like couldn't even sing certain parts. You know, people didn't want her to sing lead vocals. And I haven't even listened to a full album of Fifth Harmony, but I will, just to be familiar of their music more. But it goes to show you that, you know, Normani Kordei, she's beautiful. You know, she's a breath of fresh air and talent. Camila Cabello, she's going to have to take accountability of her actions. You know, she's going to have to reevaluate herself. She's going to have to reevaluate her life. And this is not Camila Cabello hate train. No, I don't hate her. I just don't like her as a person. Period. And I've tried to really, I have empathy for people, and it's natural for me to do so because I know people make mistakes. We're not perfect. We're all human beings. We've said some mean things, harsh things, but when you continue to do the same thing and not care, which she didn't, because I just find it so frustrating, and it's really hard to feel sorry for her too, because it's like, I understand that, I don't, like I said, her background, her family, being around different people. I mean, there's no way in hell that when you have the opportunity to stand with your bandmates, get to know them, communicate with them, and have conversation about things like this. And I feel that, and I do agree, that even in Fifth Harmony, she was kind of like pretty much put on the spotlight. It was like the spotlight was on her a lot, and the other girls really were just like backup dancers. I mean, how the group was formed, how the group was like presented, but looking at other people's opinions, it was almost like she was like the lead solo of the group. She was like the lead singer, but really all the other girls alongside her, they all had their parts, they all had their roles. So they were able to really coexist. But like I said, after the falling out, after she wanted to go solo, she decided to go solo. It kind of painted a picture narrative to leave the girls hanging and make it seem like they were the ones who had so much issues against her, but it was the other way around. Funny how things work. Funny how things turn out. But that just goes to show you that it's like, it is what it is, unfortunately. And you know what? People have the right, to express themselves. People have the right to say, like I said, they believe Camila Cabello is a racist. Cool. I feel like, to be honest, looking at them Tumblr posts that she put, I believe so too, because it was like that constant, it's almost like, it's like a bully. She basically was being a bully too. She was being a bully, period, because when a person puts derogatory things, the great things about other people, when they constantly just, it's like whatever is going on in their lives, they're unhappy, they're miserable. So she knew what she was doing. It wasn't like she didn't know what she was doing. And so for her to say she was uneducated, I disagree. You learn good behavior and you learn bad behavior. You are educated. I mean, now of course I do agree you are unaware of things in the bad behavior that you have done, but you're unaware of like people, okay, you're just unaware of like the meaning of something, or you don't know why is it a big deal. Okay, when you do something, because people, like I said, they don't know. People don't know. They learn, because like I said, that your environment, and unfortunately when you're in a toxic environment, not making no excuse, but when children grow up in an environment where there's things going on in the household, where beliefs are instilled on them, where values are instilled on them, where and children, they're easily to be persuaded and manipulated. I'm not here for that shit either, but I'm just saying. But just think about how, as just think about your household. How is it structured? Like, How did you grow up? Who are the people that influenced you? So Camilla pretty much, like I said, whoever influenced her, whoever she grew up in her household, her family, like I said, whatever was going on, has said things about other people, vice versa. It's like, okay, unfortunately, she had that in her. Okay? Unfortunately, she had that in her. I'm sorry, I'm butchering my words. She had that in her. She believed in that. There's no excuse. Hell no. Because I just find it like, okay, people can change, people can grow. So she had pretty much opportunities. She had somewhere in the time span of the years that she was with Fifth Harmony in the group, being around, her group members, her bandmates, where it was like, okay, were there any conversations? They sit down and talk about, things like stuff that I'm talking right now, like racism and prejudice, but it just seemed like she didn't want to understand. It's almost like she didn't care. She had, well, I could tell. She had this, oh, I said what I said. It's not a big deal. Shrug it off. That's how some people are. But to really have the say, you know what? I was wrong. What I said was very hurtful. And I apologize that it hurt you, how it affected you, because I don't know what it's like to be X, Y, and Z. I don't know what it's like. I'm not in your shoes. But I have empathy for you, and I want to understand, and I want to have a conversation with you and see your perspective. What have you been through? What have you, stuff like that. So it's like seeing them Tumblr posts about black people, calling them the N-word, posting up stereotypical pictures, stuff like that. So it's like, really, I just feel like she didn't care. And in the time span, like I said, and getting to know the girls, and then calling Normani Kordei the N-word. Now, as a Normani Kordei fan, what was going on in her ugly spirit, that's her ugly spirit. I'm not going to cuss the girl out. It's not even worth it. Now, the fans of the team, of Normani Kordei fans, you do what you want to do. I'm not here to dictate y'all how y'all feel, because I respect other people's opinions. I really do. But for me, I can care less. Cussing her out, because it's like this. When that too is a different story. But when you're ugly, when you have an ugly spirit, a mean spirit, it's nothing I can do. I can't control it. You gotta work on yourself. I don't have nothing to do with it. That's your issue. So what I'm saying is, Camila Cabello, she needs to really figure out what she's going to do from now on. She's gonna have to figure out, alright, it's up to her. We can't do but so much. But we can have, we can speak up about it, and we can talk about what she's done, to cause, friction for herself and within the group. But like I said, I feel like, with that being said, Normani, she's going to keep doing what it do. She's going to push forward. She's going to move on. Normani has been doing a great job too. She's a solid rock. She's been, getting herself together, getting her mind right. She's been really putting in the work, despite all the challenges, despite all the backlash, And speaking as a fan of Normani and as a black person, as a black woman, like I said, it's very hurtful and it's painful that people don't look at you as a human being. Instead they look at you as something else. They don't want to get to know you. But for me, like I said, a hater, a bully, or whatever, stay the fuck away from me. That's just how I roll. If I sense anything, I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to be around you. That's just how I roll, because I don't have time to deal with nonsense with anybody, period. And if you gotta check somebody for being disrespectful, do it. And don't look back. And also, throughout the whole entire fiasco, I would look back at the interview that she did on ABC, Normani Kordei, when back down memory lane, when she talked about her experience with being cyberbullied, being called the N-word, seeing some degrading pictures, horrific pictures. And that interview with the guy, I can't think of his name, because it had to deal with something that an interview that she did. She sat down with another interview, like she was doing a like questionnaire, question answer, and it was this like interview that followed up to what was going on with her cyberbullying. That's what had led to cyberbullying, calling the N-word, her taking a break from social media. So that incident when she described her band member, it's just a simple answer, you know. She didn't come across as rude. She didn't come across as mean. She didn't come across as like shady. But the fans of Camila Cabello, they took it very personal. And I don't understand, you know, why it's something in you to take it that personal, to be that ugly and mean spirit, to just lash out because you disagree with something. So, unfortunately, Normani saw racist tweets being, you know, talked about her. She got called the N-word. She saw a picture of a slave getting lynched, which was very, very horrendous. Even still, I get traumatized seeing images of that because that's just horrendous. And seeing a picture of her face on a slave being lynched at her. For her to see this and for her to go through that, that's traumatizing. You don't understand the significance of being traumatized. Something that has been done to you, something that you saw that traumatized you, that was like very scary, very degrading. It's like for Normani to experience this type of behavior from ignorant a-holes, from ignorant people who do not know her personally, and they use their ugliness and use their ignorant mentality of their opinions of her just to be like da 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 da. So when she spoke out against that, when she spoke out against racism and, you know, how her feelings got hurt, she, you know, it was very hurtful. It was very painful. Because I remember as a little girl, I would be watching the documentaries of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, all of that. So I already know, you know, and that, especially seeing that for her was a significance and role because that was a part of history. Unfortunately, it was. So it was like, as a black person, you can really see and you can see how just the horrendous and just how the ugliness and the evil and all of that, that's a different, you know, video too. But I really, really hate that she had to go through all this. She caught hell in that group. She did not deserve any of it, period. And I do not care, you know, and I'm trying not to get, you know, really angry. I've been pretty much doing a good job suppressing my anger. Because, oof. Child, when the she-dragon comes out, there's another level. But I'm at 0 right now. But my thing is, people are going to have to wake up and smell the coffee. If not, go the other way. Because it's like she She pretty much held on. And you know what I really love about her too? You know, despite all of this BS and all of this, like I said, you know, controversy, Normani continued to speak for herself. She continued to stand up for herself and also acknowledge the fact that what has happened to her is not something that should be in vain. She will continue following her dreams. She will continue slaying, doing a damn thing, and make her fans happy. And her fans, the Normani Nation, we got her back 24/7 forever, and we respect her, we support her. And I'm going to tell you guys from the Normani Nation fan base, I love you guys. When you see this video, this is my honest opinions, this is my perspective. You have the right to agree or disagree. Because how I'm going about it, it's like a broken record. You know, all of this stuff is a broken record. For some people that don't want to understand, it's a broken record. You know, I hate that, you know, our fave had to go through this, but we will continue to support her. We will continue to see her shine, see her progress, see her grow and have success. So, yeah, because like I said, you know, all that stuff that she went through, and like I said, when it comes to the reality of racism, discrimination still exists to this day. I mean, people still have their own ignorant perceptions of people. You know, we can't make them change. They're going to have to want to change. And if they're willing to change, they're going to have to show consistency. They're going to have to, you know, do their part. For the rest of them, bye. And that's that. So, that's all I have to say. I just really want to speak on, you know, my opinions and just say that, you know, Normani is going to be okay. And if any of you guys see this video, this is not a hate train video. I'm just calling out how it is. I'm not surprised about any of this because I'm aware ever since I was little, period. So please let me know down below your thoughts, your opinions. Please let me know, how do you feel? Because I want to connect with people. How do they feel? And as always, you know how I go do things around here. You know how I roll. As always, stay tuned to the next episode of Get to Cincinnati 2. Please do not be afraid to like, share, comment, and subscribe down below. Please do not be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Please do not be afraid to hit that notification button. And as always, the girl is signing out. The Super Saiyan signing out. Stay tuned on the next episode of Get to Cincinnati 2, Dragon Ball Z narrator reference. Peace. Bye-bye. And the Super Saiyan's out, y'all.